And we are live back on YouTube. It'll be interesting to see who shows up in the stream. Oh, I had a few words with a few people. Didn't go too well. So they might come in and say hello. And if they do, we're gonna have a little bit of fun momentarily. So, quick recap. World of Warcraft casual gameplay. The absolute worst streams ever in history in the months that I've been doing this. But ultimately, when it's all said and done, and it's true that I may at some point not really bother with live streaming in the future, I'll still do my regular uploads and do whatever works on YouTube. However, this I was gonna record anyways as regular gameplay, right? This isn't me like going out of my way to do something that I wasn't already gonna do anyways. So that's why, to me, it doesn't bother me to live stream this specific footage here. So again, this is the new expansion. We have turned off War Mode, which is the World PvP. It was getting ridiculous. Because Alliance has fewer players on the server, what's ending up happening is they actually have a buff that allows them to level up 30 to 40% faster than everybody else. Which is really, really wild when you have the PvP enabled. Whereas for me, I only get a 10% buff. So there's a lot more level 60s running around that are Alliance than there are a Horde. Because I played Alliance a little bit and I didn't see no groups of Horde. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm just sharing, right? So now we're in a new zone, so that's what makes this a little bit special for the continuation of the random gameplay. Started off in the Maw. That was by far the slowest stream and gameplay because it was setting up the story, right? So that was like crazy. Then the other live stream, we did the other zone, the Bastion. Now we're in, well, to be honest with you, I don't even know where I am. It would help if I did. Maldraxxus. Okay, there we go. And it's going to be a little bit slower, 10% slower for leveling, but if I'm not getting ganked by 10 people at a time, arguably, it might just work out to be the same. Running pretty smooth, as you can see, even with live streaming locked in at 60 frames. Not too shabby. I think I'm done. Yeah, we've done the 30 competitors. I think I'm supposed to turn it in. We'll just see what it says. But yeah, no, I also purchased a game that I didn't think I was going to enjoy. I wasn't planning on buying this other game I'm going to mention. Though this one I would never live stream. I don't even think I would ever bother recording any footage, to be honest. And that is Destiny 2. I almost said Dying Light, Glowing Light, something light. I don't even freaking know, to be honest with you. Let me turn down. You won't hear a difference, but I turned down my earbuds so it doesn't feel like I'm yelling. They're noise-canceling earbuds, and if I have them too deep in my head, it really traps the air, and I can't even hear my own voice, so sometimes it feels like I'm yelling. So again, this is a very different environment. This helps showcase, again, the game, so that people can quickly skim through the footage, and they can see if they think they might enjoy the new expansion for World of Warcraft. I mean, that's essentially the main point of these streams. It's like a live in the moment, obviously, showcase of a video game, whatever they may be. But yeah, the lore, the story, the pacing of the leveling is definitely well appreciated. Takes about an hour to an hour and a half to level up. Now this one was a little bit slower. We're at an hour and 40 minutes, while I was also AFK for about 10 minutes. So that's an hour and a half. Then I was getting PvP'd for about 15 or 20 minutes. So that, you know what I mean, took up a lot of time right there. My prior level only took me 45 minutes. But I would say my average is a little bit closer to an hour and 20 minutes per level. There's 10 levels, so there you have the average. But I'm really enjoying my druid as always. Again, haven't been too tempted to play some of my other characters. I do kind of miss my rogue. Not gonna lie, I am kind of tempted to play my Alliance rogue a little bit. Get that 30% faster leveling. That would definitely make a huge difference. But I'm really not up to wanting to gear 2 characters, especially if I'm going to be playing, you know, Destiny and that kind of stuff. Does he count as an elite combatant? No, he doesn't. That's a thing in recent memory as well. When you're playing the game, you can look to see if the enemies that you're killing or items that you're highlighting over even have any relevancy to the current quest that you're on. Because, I mean, in theory, he is an elite combatant. But anyhow. A little bit of a clusterfuck in here. I'm sure things will calm down a little bit once I'm done the first little intro quest for the zone. It always gets a little chaotic. Could you imagine this right now? On my rogue? Yeah, good luck. I would be so dead, I wouldn't be able to just pull everything. Impossible. And still be at 100% health on top of that. Not happening.
Got some fresh meat today.
You will learn the following: adaptive swarm. That's great.
Well, gladiator.
Let me go ahead. I mean, I doubt it. I don't think there's anybody in here. But I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page. There's been times in the past where I was live streaming, people were talking. There was absolutely a bunch of people talking. But I didn't know it until I refreshed the page because there was a glitch. For this one, no. No, we have no one. For playback, yeah. Like I said, I do enjoy playing the game. I might as well have just done a random upload. But, I mean, it virtually is the same thing, to be honest. Because a live stream turns into an upload anyways automatically.
The strong survive, and the weak are cold.
Yeah, the new expansion is pretty wild. Really liking the different zones.
One combatant rises above the rest.
Let's kick the crap out of this guy. Surprised I'm still at 60 frames. I mean, World of Warcraft can be quite demanding, especially the fact that I'm live streaming, multiple internet tabs opened up, my camera's on. You might laugh, but my camera alone with OBS takes up about 15% of my CPU. That's pretty significant.
The sound of final clash is about to begin!
You can drag this action bar. Well, what if I don't want to?
Only 2 gladiators remain!
Yeah, it's some type of arena gladiator thing. Oh yeah, sure, everybody disappears now. Alright, fucker. Let's do this. Oh, that was a waste. I was doing a quest earlier in Destiny. Tried it for almost an hour, just kept dying. There's like a boss. It's just a regular campaign mission. You're supposed to be light level 1100, and I'm 1090, but now I'm 1097, so only 10 points behind. It was just absolutely atrocious. I may try that a little bit later. Damn sandwich.
A victor emerges!
Wow.
But where are their banners? Which house do they fight for?
Look closer, Garmor. We have a living mortal in our midst. Intriguing.
Zendaya.
Actually, I'm immortal. Do you know how many times I've died in this game in 16 years?
The very one.
Quite a few.
This mortal witnessed your treachery. Your house's invaded Bastion, an act that betrays everything the Primus stood for. The Primus is long gone, Crixus. Where is your hunger for glory? Or has the House of the Chosen lost its appetite? We are meant to defend the Shadowlands,
One
not
sec.
conquer it. You will recall your forces, or you will answer to my blade.
I think not, Crexus. Your
Just trying to open the window a bit more.
Broken.
It is getting damn hot in here.
Slay them all.
Chosen to arms!
There we go. We're done with this.
Leave none standing!
Escape the theater of pain.
Outsider!
Oh,
Hold on.
I was gonna say, which way should I go?
I am Baroness Draka. The House of the Chosen stands with you. No time for talk. We move now. $15. Yeah, it's weird. It's actually really weird, though, I gotta say, the last few days, because usually around this time in the afternoon, especially on a weekday, I usually have 6, 7, 8 people. It happens, I guess. We can't get away! Break
I've been doing this for, I think... Oh yeah, we're going on half the year already that I've been live streaming very, very steadily. And it's been growing super slow, but it's been kinda, you know... My averages tend to be about the same, but when I get those little spikes there in the afternoon or late at night, my spikes are a little bit higher. And I mean, it would make sense because I've been doing this for quite a few months, and I've accrued quite a few hundred new subscribers from the live streams alone. So it would make sense that, you know, if my peaks are 12, sometimes they're 17 now, sometimes they're up to 22. That's like the much higher end, though. The average is still around 7 to 10-ish. But even the very first time I streamed, I think I had like 3 or 4 people. And even when I play World of Warcraft, mind you, it could be because it is only World of Warcraft. That's possible.
How goes the fight?
Definitely not going to stop, though, playing World of Warcraft just because of it. Read the Faded. Yeah, because now I'm like specifying the game that I'm playing, right? So like I said before, when I was just doing random games, there'd be more people that would come in because they would just like, they didn't know what they were going to get. But now that I'm specifying, like if it was Assassin's Creed, there might have been 3 people, 4 people or something like that. But I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a few days. I beat the game, talked about mainly what I wanted to talk about. Now it's about this game. And I'll probably get up to level cap. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll probably just do the, you know, the usual battlegrounds or whatever. They brought back armor vendors, apparently. And honor and, you know, all the regular ways that people used to gear up a few years ago until they made it a lot more convoluted and fucking stupid. To be honest with you, it was just downright dumb. So now they've gone back to the older ways. Or so they say. Good thing I'm tank spec. Taking a little bit more damage than I normally would be. Yeah, so this zone is quite ugly. Dungeon World Tour. I don't even know what's going on. Ah! I'm not trying to talk. There we go. We're very, very close now to level 55. Which I suppose is exciting. I mean, that's the halfway mark through the expansion. There's been people that have been 60 for... Are you serious? Oh, I don't think I have to kill him yet. No. Quick access stuck on the side. What is that I have to do? Battered weapons. I think I have to use it against them or something like that. Yeah. Indeed I do. So I think what I need to do is this. Yeah, that's what it is. You pick up the weapons and then you give it to him. Because he was too lazy to pick it up himself.
We are the sworn defenders of the Shadowlands. But our leader, the Primus, has gone missing.
I can't wait to get level cap. Not gonna lie. And now that I got war mode off, I don't have to worry about accidentally hitting the Alliance. Because sometimes with my AoE skills, you can hit them and then they'll think that you're trying to kill them. This should level us up right here.
Only the strong.
There we go. Awesome. We are 55. I don't know how much more of this I'm gonna play today. Haven't really been feeling the need to be overly, aggressive with getting to max level. I could have been probably closer to max level yesterday had I just played more, but I just didn't really feel like it. One for you. There's a cooldown on how often I can give these guys a weapon. I mean, the zone looks cool, but it's definitely not one of my favorite types of zones. All brown and shitty. Trying to see who it is they keep going on about. I think there might be a world boss going on.
The 5 houses are at war. 2 have fallen. I won't let the chosen be next.
So there's a weapon right here, and the guy couldn't have picked it up himself. Seriously. You lazy bastard. This actually reminds me, I think, of the Ruins of Ascalon, is it? From Guild Wars 1. And there was a zone that had this kind of same vibe to it. There we go. Here's the last one. I'm some people's errand boy. Or errand cat. Or a bear. Hello, Q Anderson. How's it going?
Look, God.
Are you new to the channel? Not too sure I've seen your name before. Oh, we better hurry. People are kicking his ass. Oh, okay, you've been around before. How are you doing? That's good. I'm just enjoying the cool weather with my window open. Normally in the summer, obviously, I have my air conditioning on because it's hot and humid out. I would never open my window. Oh. Look at that. This is interesting. We got a trinket here. Well, I mean, we'll just grab it anyways, but, yeah.
Strength the chosen fight.
Not
with
too
strength
shabby.
And honor. We will crush the traitors and end this war.
I forgot what I was saying now. Anyways, now that the winter is fast approaching, and it's cooler and it's snowing and all that, it's too cold for spiders to be hanging out in the wall, right? So you open up your window and you got your screen. Trust me, the crack where your screen is, you know how it can slide in most homes, those little bits, they can get in there if they want. They don't need your permission. So that's another cool thing about the cold weather. So instead, the spiders, they're already in the house doing their thing. And once in a while, I see those big, massive millipedes that are like that long. They got like 1,000 legs, and they go on the hunt. I almost got my ass kicked. Did you see that? Whew. That was close. That would not have been fun. What was I doing? Yes, this. Bear with me here for a moment as I try to figure something out. Settings. Gear. Enable gear advisor. Right. And if we do that, there it is. The upgrade is 79.14. Better not come this way. No matter which one I pick. 24 agility, 24 agility. Falling below 25% health will grant you a shield. Harness corruption. I never used that. Yeah, we'll replace the bottom one in that case. I have another one. Oh, that wasn't even the new one I got. 45 stamina. But I lose agility and mastery. Oh no, that's my ring. I suppose we can do it. I mean, if I don't like it, I can always just, you know, bring it back or whatever. 100. No, definitely not going to do that. Alright, that's enough of that. Hello, Haruki, how's it going? Oh, it's fine. It's fine, I almost ended the stream anyways because there's like nobody in here. The last few streams have been shit. There's been a lot of people complaining as well about the streams that there's too much toxicity, too much messing around. Because people don't know the regulars that come in here, like you and I. They just don't get it, and I get where they're coming from. They're like, oh, you seem like a laid-back guy, you're not always, like, overly hyper and stuff like that, and, you know, yeah. So, anyways. I'm not saying that's why there's been nobody in here. No, I know, but I kind of see where they're coming from, though, and I admitted that to you the other time. If you go into someone's stream and people are like, bitch, I'ma fuck you up, and you're kind of like just messing around with the people that are new, they don't know what's going on, right? So, and I shouldn't have to constantly always be defending, oh, no, they're just, you know, playing around or whatever. So there's been a few people that have said, you know, that they just don't want to constantly see that. They've been in the stream a few times. They're like, it's always the same thing in the chat. So they're like, forget it. But for the rest of it, it's probably just because it's also World of Warcraft. It's not everybody's favorite game. But it's new, with the new expansion, rather. So, Yeah, it's because the live stream is forever changing. Well, one would like to think it is. Right now with the current viewers in the stream, you wouldn't think that. But there's always new people coming in. I can't treat the live stream in a way, if that makes any sense, which is what I have been doing this whole time. I can't treat this live stream like that small group of friends where we all hang out after school and go to Joe Blow's house and, you know, sit around the TV, whatever, ordering pizza, hanging out, having a few beers and being goofy. I can't treat the live stream like that because that's not what's happening. Pretend you're hanging out at your friend's house with a couple of your other friends, but every couple of minutes, or maybe not in my case every few minutes, every few days, every few weeks, new people are coming in and out of the door, and they just see you doing your thing. Well, they don't know who you are, right? Comes to a point, sure, where everybody knows each other, like that TV show Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Remember that TV show?
Margrave Crexus is the strongest of us.
That's a little bit different.
Show him no fear.
If it was always consistently the same people, or it was a private stream where only subscribers or only certain people that are members or whatever, you know, like the exclusive streams, then that makes it a little bit different at that point, because then everybody knows each other. You don't have to explain or excuse anyone's,
we could not let our enemies,
you know, behavior.
They've shown
And me, I'm
themselves
still
some
considered,
strength.
you know, a new
Qualities we
streamer.
need
I
in
still
these
consider
dire
myself a new
times.
streamer. I'm still trying to learn, you know, how hardcore do I need to
put the
be.
mortal through their paces.
It sucks
Then
because, like I
join
said, I have to
the
act
chorus.
differently.
We
I have to
war
enforce
to
on
wage.
YouTube what I normally wouldn't enforce beyond these walls. I have to become more sensitive. I have to become a bit of a social justice warrior. Because if I don't, two things happen. People complain to me on Twitter, or, the most important one of all, I get a strike on my channel from YouTube. That's not good, because I actually make money on YouTube. I actually make really good money on YouTube, considering how many people come in my live streams. Don't let that fool you, because the money's actually pretty decent. And obviously I would
Blood
never
and
want to
thunder.
jeopardize that. Nobody's worth that, right? No offense. Like, well, there really isn't
Life,
that many
I
people
was
in here.
Draka of the Frost Wolf clan, a warrior who gave everything
Well, this is a significant piece of lore. I'll let this play for a second.
to protect what mattered most.
Hello, Sandman.
But I was not done fighting.
So like I said, moving forward,
Maldraxxus, where the armies of the five houses once stood side by
we do
side
have to
to protect
chill out
the
on
realm
drilling people.
of death. It was here I served the House of Eyes. A strange fit for a warrior's soul.
Shouldn't be too long.
Again.
Their ways were not mine.
How you doing, Sandman?
Faster.
Eventually, this life after life.
Optic Gamer, have I told you how much of a little bastard you are? See, I can joke like that, right? Because obviously you can see my facial expression. You can tell I'm joking right away.
The House of Plagues lies in ruins. 1/5 of Maldraxxus wiped out.
It's hard to believe they could be so careless.
Perhaps they weren't. No matter
Yeah.
what happens now,
Yeah, they can get pretty
Maldraxxus
nasty, those
must stay true to its
mobile
purpose.
providers.
For
But I don't
if
have
we
a phone
fail
line, so...
in our duty, the Shadowlands will fall. I believe the House of the Chosen still stands with us, and I trust you to deliver this to Margrave Crexus. Now, go.
This is World of Warcraft, in case you
And
just
Draka.
happened to have come in here.
Be watchful.
Draka is a notable character in the lore of World of Warcraft. If you don't follow World of Warcraft, this will mean absolutely nothing to you.
I am on urgent business.
All right, no spamming caps
There
locks.
could be survivors!
I guess she's a rogue.
So, these are the traitors you spoke of.
I would not let such Urgura prevent me from delivering my lord's final message.
Ordeals such as this either break the sword or strengthen it.
Yeah, if only I could be the
Well,
first to
key
review games,
saving
but that never
Maldraxxus.
happens.
I am sorry, Margrave. He gave me no key.
An unyielding warrior with the skills of a master spy. A key to many things.
Do you like
Come,
Trails of Cold
our
Steel? I have no
enemies
idea
will
what that is.
strike openly soon. We must prepare.
I am Draka, once of the Frost Wolf clan.
That's what I was about to say.
Now,
Frostwolf Clan.
Baroness of the House of the Chosen. And most of all, a protector of Maldraxxus.
Which is one of the new zones. That's why that story is only relevant if you follow World of Warcraft. Otherwise, none of this means anything to anybody. Because again, to recap, we started off in the Maw, which is where the souls go when you die in the world of Azeroth for World of Warcraft. Oribos is like your main hub that you hang out at. And then there's 4 different zones. The Maldraxxus, we started off on Bastion, then there's Ardenweald, and then there's Rivendrith. And each one has like a Baroness or whatever. And there's a Covenant that you can join, and then you get special perks and abilities. Excuse me, and I believe that only happens at the end of the campaign. I'm not too sure. So that's what I'm kind of showcasing. That's why I'm kind of live streaming a little bit of this footage, so that people can get a little bit of a gist for it for the few
Always
people
ready
that'll
for
end up
battle.
even
Keep
getting to
Virus.
watch this stuff.
He's not known for his patience.
I mean, hey, looking on the bright side, 26 playback views. I already have double the amount of average views I would normally get if this was a regular upload. Right? So, that's why I figure I might as well live stream it, because I was going to play this stuff anyways, right? If he's still in here, he may have.
The battle awaits us, soldiers. Ready our defenses. Yes, sir.
But yeah, so I just hope you, Haruki, and other people get it. Like I said, why I have to start clamping down with behavior in the
Speak,
chat room.
soldier. Bring glory to the chosen, those spineless
'Cause it's
traitors
definitely
are
not
fools
good
to
when a lot of
challenge
people
the might
complain.
of the chosen. Make it quick. You have Get moving, recruit. We are at war.
And it'll probably never get... It'll probably never get to this point, but in the unlikely event that it does get to the point where, let's say, there could be 20 people on average in a stream, already when it's at 10, it's almost unmanageable for me to keep up with what's going on in the chat, commentating, playing the game without being distracted. I will probably, depending on who else comes in that's a regular, I'll probably have to come up with a few more mods to make it easier as well. Any bullshit chat, it gets nuked right away. Like, just boom right away. Even if it sounds innocent, boom, it's gotta go. Because there are certain things that you can get away with in the short term when your streams are super small, but once they get big, it becomes exhausting. Right? So.
The sweet more orders? What now?
Well, from what we can tell from this zone.
Summon Mortanis in this drought?
Well, it's like I said, I don't
Preposterous.
want
there.
the streams.
Tell the Baron to scrounge up some anima if he wants his bones.
Well, it's just, it's kind of hard to explain. It's not like I'm super mature. It's not like I don't like having fun. And that's the hardest thing, I think, for me streaming, is I don't want to come across as that guy who's like super strict and, oh, careful, don't say the word shit or he might ban you. You know what I mean? It really is difficult streaming, kind of regulating how much of something do you let go. When I've been doing this now for 2 years, just regular upload, you just upload and that's it. There's no in-the-moment live chatting and back and forth interaction, right? This is like a completely different beast, right? Whereas when I do a regular upload, no one's going to message me and go, you know, I really think you should say this instead or say that. No one ever does that. But when I'm live streaming and then people come in and say, you know, you should really look into this person, or you really shouldn't address trolls this way or address them at all. You know, I have to take that feedback into consideration, because if the majority speaks and there's something they don't like, that could reflect why I've been doing this fucking shit for almost half a year and we've got, what, 3 fucking people in the stream. Right? So... yeah. Most mobile companies, I never hear anything good about them. Ever.
Strike harder! Show no mercy!
Give me something to fight! All will know my
How are you
name.
doing there, Junior D?
Listen up! You lose, you hold metal to the forge!
So yeah, that's another thing too, that I think I've mentioned this before. In private, if people feel uncomfortable addressing it in the YouTube in the moment, you can always Twitter me. Privately, I have my DMs open. You can slip into my DMs, and you can whisper with me your displeasures, things that you're not happy with. And I'll never name people's names out. I've had constantly people say things about other people, and even if I don't agree with them, I don't out their name.
Move out!
But yeah. But yeah, I was kind of looking to have a few more people be moderator. It's kind of hard sometimes to figure out who would even like to be one. Different personalities can clash too. And then it's sort of like, I think at some point, if I do end up continuing to live stream, I may just have to come up with like a small set of rules like some people do on Twitch when you go in. And you just have like no politics, no religion. Like you just, if you don't even want any cussing, you put those rules in, and if people break them, there are no second chances. You just, well, maybe, depending on what they say. And that's the thing, it's case by case. You can time them out the first time, give them a warning. And the second time, they're gone for good. Plain and simple. Like I said, I've banned people from my stream just asking me if I was gay or straight. Not because I was offended. Because I was like, what does it matter if I am whatever one I happen to be, right? And they just keep asking. They're not being nasty. They're not saying, well, you better be this, or that's it, we're going to cancel you. They just ask. I tell them I don't want to talk about it. They just keep persisting. They don't say anything rude or nasty. I ban them. They're gone. You know? Yeah, potentially. Not too bad. I mean, I am a little bit annoyed. Like, I get it. You know, I'm not Dr. Disrespect. But I've seen some other people out there, and I'm like, this, what the fuck, you know? I'm like, this guy's got 1,500 people in the stream. I'm sure I could get 10 people. but I'm struggling with that. But I have been getting a lot of feedback lately, and it's just kind of... That's where I'm a bit stressed. I'm not shy. As people know, I am not shy. I don't know, like I said, how strict to be. Almost every single case has to be taken literally on case-by-case basis. And it's kind of really frustrating for me to figure out what are some things I have to do, what are some things that I can let slide that maybe just other people are being too sensitive to, and kind of trying to come up with a happy medium of what is fair that I should enforce in the live streams, because there have been quite a few people that have been private messaging me on Twitter telling me, you know, that they're not happy with certain things that are happening in the stream. And addressing it is one thing, but, you know, it's not like that's going to necessarily change overnight. Alright. They look like friendly NPCs all around the house. Walk around this area with the chosen next to you. What? Oh, okay. Corpse sound next to me. It will sense infiltrators, run into them. You'll be able to talk to them after the chosen. Slay. Oh, okay. That's what's going on. But yeah, so apart from that, I mean, I guess I am doing okay.
Point me at my foe. I will
there we
know
go.
Your secrets.
That's what I needed to do. 46 minutes. And then at some point, what we could potentially have, again, depending on how things go, I could potentially have my own Discord. I don't know how that works. And maybe the Discord can be like that immature, goofy zone. You know, where you can just keep going. Like, you know, Haruki right now is just going off, saying a bunch of random stuff. And that doesn't bother me. Well, I probably want to set up my own, I don't know. But again, just to be blunt with you, Haruki. What the hell do you even want me to call you, for the love of God? Because I'm so used to calling you Haruki, Akino. What name do you even prefer? Like, you just going off right now is perfectly fine, because there's nobody in here, right? But again, not to be rude, if there was 30 people in here, add an extra 0 at the end, I probably wouldn't want you spamming. Do you know what I mean, though? I'm not saying you're spamming, but you get what I'm saying? And those are all the things that I have a hard time trying to gauge. I don't want to feel like I'm a cop in the stream. I just want to have fun. I want... No, don't be. But that's what I'm getting at. I don't know how to do this fucking shit. And that's the part that bugs me, is I don't know. Because there are people that come in here that I know are good people. I know they mean well. But other people don't get it because they don't know that person. And I shouldn't have to spend my whole live stream going, okay, Jim, here's Julie or Matt. Now, Matt's a little crazy, but he means well. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm going to have to come up with a list of things, maybe with some people that regularly come in. And we can start discussing what are some things that just need to change. And it has to be blunt in terms of behavior shit. Like in the sense of, like when trolls come in and I fight back with them because I'm having fun. People tell me, that was kind of funny, man. But when 8 out of 10 people are saying as funny as your burns are, it is draining because it's just feeding them. It's just going to have it happen more and more and more. You see what I'm saying? That's where I kind of have to go, oh, okay, I get it. It's funny, but what happens when there's more people? What happens if you're technically enabling it from happening too often? Even I have to learn to chill out on that, right? Sure, I could say, it's my stream, screw you, okay, fine. And that can still work, like Dr. Disrespect. It's not hurting his 70,000 people from watching him, from the odd troll that comes in. But then again, he also has so many mods, they nuke the trolls before he even has a chance to see them. Right? So that's another thing I even have to work on. That's obviously the number one thing I have to work on. Because I just itch to do that whole wrestler talk thing, because I love the whole banter back and forth. And like I said, it might be funny in the moment now, because there's barely anybody that comes in. There's not a lot of entertainment in the stream. So when a troll comes in, there's a little bit of back and forth, sort of like wrestler talk. Sadly enough, that can be the highlight of the stream sometimes. But you don't want to enable that behavior for that to become the norm, right? Unless that's what you want to go for. But most people will tell you, if you ever want to remotely have any chance in hell of doing well on a stream, that's not something you want to keep doing. But yeah.
Ready to strike.
You will not compromise my position.
Again, because of YouTube and because of how people are, I have to be different than what if we were all just hanging out at someone's house, chilling out, right? Live streaming is very, very different. This is a very slow, boring, monotonous part, so we have a little dog running around with us, and he's trying to sniff out infiltrators that are acting suspicious. Maybe this person. He's not sniffing anything out. No? Okay. I clicked on the actual... No, we don't want to go down there. But like I said, I still want people to have fun. I don't want it to be like, you know, so hardcore that you can't say or do anything. It's finding that balance again, right? Which can be hard to do sometimes. Oh, he found someone.
None can best me.
You will not compromise my position.
Oh, I will compromise. Add some food. Well, I ate earlier. I had a chicken sandwich, but I don't want to add that to the channel. I don't want to share my food. I'm very, like... very stingy when it comes to food. Sushi, yeah. But in all seriousness, no, what did you mean by add some food? Add some gravy to the potatoes. Num num. Izuna, yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'll figure it out because, like I said, I do enjoy streaming regardless of whether there's 2 people or 200. My I'm still going to do the things I need to do for my channel, so it's not like that's going to change.
You will not compromise my position.
And my live streams always yield me more views than when I do a regular upload. When I do a regular upload of World of Warcraft, I generally get like barely 10 or 15 views. I'm already at almost 40 views, you know what I mean? Junior D, in all seriousness though, what did you mean by you can add some food to the channel? I was thinking of getting a little bit more into gaming news too, like tech stuff. There's a guy I watch, Rich from Review Tech USA. It's kind of funny because he'll just he won't even play games. He used to play video games. I mean, he still does, but not on his channel. He's completely changed. He live streams, gets like 1,500 people to stream. And his videos will get hundreds of thousands of views. And he'll just talk about like, oh, the HDMI bandwidth on the PS5 is lower than the Xbox. Seems like a lot of people are having a hard time with their GPUs. A couple of people have been getting dead on arrival PS5s. And I'm like, holy shit, I'd rather just talk about that, get hundreds of thousands of views than, you know, playing video games for hours on end, getting distracted and getting next to nothing in views. Well, because it also helps people, right? Gaming news, like things that are tech related. You know, like when I did my review on the Apple Watch or the Phoenix Garmin, that thing got like tons of thousands of views, tens of thousands of views. And that's always what's worked actually on my channel. Things that benefit people, whether you're funny or not. The information that you're sharing can help someone. Naturally, are you surprised? Those are the videos that do the best. Me just casually playing a game, unless you're like the Rad Brad, or you're Hollow, or you're PewDiePie, you're not going to get a lot of views in this kind of shit because there's nothing in the game I'm doing right now that can help better enhance another person's gaming experience. Do you know what I mean? I'm not teaching you how to make more gold. I'm not teaching you how to level up faster. Do you know what I mean? You're not really benefiting from actually watching this content apart from just getting a glimpse of what the game looks like. But again, those are the types of videos that are the hardest to get huge on. People like the Rad Brad are very rare. If you've ever heard of the Rad Brad, he's got 12 million subs. You don't even see his fucking face. He just goes, okay guys, it's here. World of Warcraft. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're running around. We've got the dog. We've already sniffed out 5 people. Where can that other one be? Do you guys have an idea? That's how he talks. 2 fucking million views a video of just him playing the game. He's not teaching you shit. So there is a market for that type of content. But at that point, he's been doing it for so long, people are more invested in him than they are the actual game he's playing. Right? And it seems like a lot of people, when they catapult themselves to become more relevant, they start off doing how-tos and all the heart stuff, where's all the treasures and all that bullshit. And then once they get big enough, they drop all that, because that stuff is hard, man. Like all the stuff I did for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I actually got really sick. Lack of sleep, trying to compete with all the other guys that have 5 or 6 people, 10 people on their channel where they're like a team. By the time the fucking game comes out day 1, there's guys that already have like 105 videos uploaded. Every fucking treasure, every goddamn piece of armor, every piece of weapon, every mystery, every relic, every artifact. And you're like, bitch, I just got the fucking game. You know what I mean? And it's like, holy, I'm not mad at them. I'm like, kudos, because you got to work your way up, right? But I'm saying it's very cutthroat. And then by the time I'm uploading, I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, yeah, bitch, I'm on a roll. I'm uploading like 10, 15 fucking videos a day. I'm like, yeah, that's right. By the time a week goes by, I'm barely done half the content. I'm completely burnt out on 3-4 hours of sleep. And then the hype's already plummeted. Because now people have already beaten the game because people went to those other people that have more content that by the time day 1 hits, you don't have to wait for me. Oh, there's that Phil guy. Well, he's kind of cool. He explains things really well. But he's fucking slow. You know what I mean? Whereas you can go to somebody else that's already had the fucking content uploaded for a week. All of it from A to Z. I'm like barely halfway through. So that can be quite tiring, but that's how most people start. You slowly make your way up. Then I find a lot of these big YouTubers, they drop all that bullshit and they just play the game. They just do what's called like Let's Plays, right? Because that's a popular series. You don't have to show anyone shit. Just talk, play the game, engage with the audience, and they're getting 10 times more views than when they were killing themselves trying to show you where all the fucking treasures were in the game. Sorry, let me read the chat. I kind of went off on a rant there. Yeah, like if you make food, you can live stream you making food and tell how to make it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Just doing like different things. Yeah, yeah. Not really good at cooking though, but make cookie. Did you know GTA 5 is getting a new island? Everyone's hyped about it. No, I didn't, but I know that Red Dead Redemption 2 online is coming out as a standalone game. I'm going to take a bit of a break because it's been an hour. I feel like I'm just going to like ramble on and not really do much. I've thought of doing like more videos like that. Like that one where I just ranted off about the PlayStation. It got almost 300 views. Did you see what I'm saying? It was just me sharing how I felt. I was just rambling on like I've been doing for the past couple of minutes. 300 views. I upload a video game, 15 views. Do you want $15 in your pocket or $300 in your pocket? Right? So I kind of have to go with what works as well. But at the same time, I'm not going to completely drop playing games and live streaming them because I do enjoy them. I'll have to look at that GTA Island. Why not make your own game? I don't think I could. Yeah, Phil, I left after saying hi, and you see what I'm saying with your mod? Yes. I forget what Haruki's... I'm not going to remember her name. I'll just have to call you Aquino. Yeah, Aquino is my one and only mod. No, because, and I get it, because I understand, so I want to straighten this out, and I don't want to make anybody feel awkward. But Sandman had expressed with me his concerns about being called a troll, and then being trolled by my mod, even though it was in good fun, but he didn't know that because he was new to the stream, didn't know what the hell was going on. That's what Sandman's talking about. That's what I was trying to subtly hint without putting you on the spot. That needs to be chilled out. We can't assume everybody's a troll, that everybody that's coming in is lying, and we can't say shit like, bitch, we're gonna crack your fucking head open if you didn't pay your bill, when it's the first time they're in the stream. Or ever with anybody else. Because like I said earlier, this here, what we've got going on here, isn't like hanging out at a person's house and we're all hanging out, sharing a piece of pizza, watching a movie. Because at that point, we would all be there because we only know each other. So we'd be able to do and say and get away with things we normally wouldn't be able to get away with in another setting. Even though this is small, there's only 7 people, it feels like it's a virtual hangout room, but it's not because the door is wide open with the rest of the world and you never know who's going to come in and out that's never been here before, and they get turned off. They think, you know, potentially that my mod is being toxic because they don't know her. They don't know. And again, I shouldn't have to explain that every single time. Well, no, she's just, she's just, you know, shouldn't have to do that. And like I said in closing, and then I won't keep going on about it, but I have to address it because it's important, just like Sandman is publicly doing. There's a lot of people like him or her that have messaged me and said, look, I get it, you know, there's some people in your chat, they're really cool people now that I've gotten to know them, but the first impression of them was absolute garbage. And especially if they're my mod, they're supposed to obviously represent me. And like I said, me in the real world, what I would normally not have a problem with, that's where I have to be more strict on YouTube, like I've said 1,000 times today. I have to not so much allow as much as what you normally would be able to allow, because I have to recognize that even though I'm a small streamer, there could and have been new people that come in that don't know the story. They're not a part of our little niche group. They don't understand what's going on. They just see someone that wants to crack skulls open, and they don't understand what the fuck's going on. So I have to look at it from their perspective and go, yeah, that's true. You hop in and that's all you see people doing. It's not a good look. It's not a good first impression. But again, like I said, I don't want to make it sound like you can't be a little goofy, like you can't have a little bit of fun. Of course you can do that. And that's where I'm having a hard time getting to where I gotta go here, so don't mind me if it takes me a moment. I think your mod aggravates people who come in here, and that's why your average is lower. Yeah. I get that. But yeah, so like I was saying, that's why I have to talk about it, because that is a big deal, right? And then I fully admit that I'm not good at moderating that. I've never liked being the one telling people how they should talk, how they should act, You know what I mean? I'm just not that kind of person. But if I'm going to keep live streaming, if I'm going to expect to do remotely decently, you know, maybe someday get 20, 30 people in a live stream. And at that point, it might be harder for me to look at every single little message that comes on. And naturally, that's going to be understood by people that watch you, right? You think Dr. Disrespect has a chance to go, okay, guys, fuck Warzone. It's about the 75,000 fucking people in my live stream. Let's see what everybody has to say today. Okay, you can't do it. So you have to have your mods kind of take over. And maybe every couple of minutes you kind of highlight, you kind of browse through. Maybe your mods go, hey, this guy wanted to share something with you really important. You kind of read it. You kind of interact with the people a little bit. Now it's easier for me to see what everybody's saying because there's like fucking nobody in here. I could count on one hand how many people are in here, right? If there was like even 15 people in here, which I've had before a few times, it's almost impossible to keep up with the chat, especially if almost everybody's actively talking. It makes it very hard. And then if you're spamming, you're constantly trolling, potentially aggravating people, it just sets up a recipe of disaster.
Out with it! Back to you! Good work, soldier! Inform Draco that we stand ready to fight.
So yeah. It is important, obviously. And there are a few people that come in that are fairly regular. Not a lot of people, but there's a few. They're fairly regular. And Aquino being one of my number one supporters. One of my number one, like, that's almost always in here for the most part. That doesn't mean you can't be a mod, ever, if you're one of those people that's only in here once in a while. But obviously, it's obviously nice to have a few people that are consistently in here. But either which way, the more mods I have, the better in a way. But I also don't want to get too carried away with that either. Then I don't want the mods bickering between each other either. And I don't want to have to feel like I have to police everybody talking either, right?
For the honor of the flame,
so those are the things, like I said, that I'm still, you know, trying to figure out. But for the most part, you will find out that the most successful streamers, they are just hardcore about, like, you know, no politics, no trolling, don't even address the trolls, don't even say hi to them, just shut up, get them out, don't even, you know, bring up their existence. Otherwise, you're going to set a precedence that, the fuck am I doing? Give me a second here, I'm a little bit confused. Can we go in the water? I'll check the chat out in just a second there. I'm kind of... I'm not too sure how I'm supposed to get a... Because I'm probably going to get my ass... Well, that person did okay. But anyhow, I don't like putting people on the spot, especially when I know the people are good. They might just be misunderstood, but... like I said, Aquino, you and I could probably chat sometime. Just you and I as well. We don't need to make a public ordeal of anything. And maybe we can talk about certain things that we need to change. Not just you, me, other people, whatever. You know, certain things that might be funny for a few moments, but that long term might not be. And you will find that with a lot of streams. Like I said, you can't go on a normal stream and even say something about, like, hey, so about that election, that was pretty wild, eh? No. Even if you didn't say anything wrong, oh man, you'll get thrown out. You'll get barred right out of the stream. Because that opens the door again, right? To potential chaos. And then I'll have to summon this guy to come after you in your dreams. See what I did there?
Treachery begets chaos. Bonds frayed must be restored.
No, I know.
Honor the worthy.
Oh, wow, it's already 4. Just give me a second. I'm live streaming right now, but I'll go get it after I'm done so I don't forget. But yeah, no, that's why, like, now I've told her that certain things do have to change. And like I said, maybe, you know, because there is a side of me that likes to be really silly and goofy. Maybe that's where, you know, maybe we could do a Discord where it's like more of an unmoderated, goofy thing. I don't know, where people want to start getting to know each other. Because we've had quite a few people in here that are starting to get to know each other, like certain regular people that come in. And maybe the Discord has a disclaimer, you know, this is unmoderated. Get ready to get trolled, you know. I might even call the Discord the troll room, and we're almost within reason. Anything goes, because it's outside of YouTube. Maybe. We'll just see. But definitely, even from my perspective, like even from me, the YouTube chat, even though I am immature, probably has to
by the Primus. How long has it been
to be a little bit more mature going forward. Again, you can still be silly, crack jokes and all that,
Airmere was once the Primus'
but nothing about
apprentice.
cracking skulls
She
open
might know
and
more about the blade.
throwing brain matter at someone's face. That's a little too much. 116. That is an upgrade. We'll take it. Like how I was goofy there a second ago. That big green demon came on. I was like, you gotta behave or he's coming after you in your dreams. Obviously, I'm just joking around because that's not obviously something I could actually make happen. And it's easier for me to do some jokes too, because you can see my facial expression, you can hear the tone in my voice, my body language, and that's kind of the biggest problem with the people that are chatting in the chat, is we can't read their body language or any of that. So it can be a lot harder to read people. For sure. Yeah. No, I know you haven't. I was just giving an example. I was being cringy. I went over the top. I'm just giving a random example. Right? But again, I don't want to make this like we're attacking anybody. That's not what this is about. But yeah, even for me, you know, and I don't go on a lot about it, just because I don't like to. Not because I'm uncomfortable, because people don't come here to listen to that, unless I make a stream specifically on it. And I title the stream Life Sucks. That would be different. But I have terrible anxiety. Depression, super nasty. But I don't come on here, you know. No one wants to hear that shit. It's okay to share how you feel, because that can be important too. That can be very healthy for your mental well-being, to be able to have people to share that with. But me, when I live stream, when I record, just do random recordings, it helps with a lot of that. I feel like I'm being productive, I think is the key word. Because like I said, for 15, 16 years that I've been on YouTube, I just sat around, moped, and did nothing, and watched the world pass me by and all these people become big and make a bunch of money. And I would look at some people and go, okay, so I'm not the best looking guy, I'm not the ugliest guy, I'm not the funniest guy, I'm not the most boring guy. I'm just a guy, I'm just a regular guy. And I'm seeing a lot of regular people that, no offense, don't stand out. And they're doing well. And I'm like, well, fuck around, I don't stand out. Why the fuck can't I do well as well? And so I took the plunge, like I said, YouTube. And within 6 months, I got monetized and I got my first check. I think like $400 was like my first check
within 6 months. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And it's been gravy on the potatoes ever since. Not my live streams, but, you know, we can keep joking about that. And I think that's why it bugs me. It's because my channel does really well as a whole. About 250,000 views a month. About 800 subs every month. It's growing. I've gotten more subs in the last month and a half than I have in the past half year. Well, no, that's not true. Not quite the past half year. That I did in the first half year, sorry. Yeah. So I've been on YouTube active for 2 years. It took me 6 months to get monetized. I've been monetized for 1.5 years. Roughly. Yeah, I got more... Yeah, that's it. I got more subs in the last 6 weeks than I did the first 6 months I was on YouTube. So there's definitely something I'm doing right. Sure, some people grow faster than I do. Some people grow slower than I do. But it's also not a competition with other people. It's a personal journey. I'm in competition with myself a year ago. You know, how did I do around this time last year? Not as good as this year. So.
Got something to say? Ah, can't you see I'm busy?
Thanks. Yeah, I've gotten that a lot too. It's like I said before. And you could probably see it in my personality when I talk. I have my moments where I can be incredibly hyper, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, holy shit, did you see that? You know, like, I don't know, I hit an enemy and it glitches and it splits in half, and I've had that happen before. Half their body goes like floating, shooting up in the air or something funny. Of course, I might be like, holy pineapple, did you see that shit? And get a little wound up for a bit. But I can't maintain that type of enthusiasm throughout the entire stream. Oh my god, oh, did you see that? Wow, look at all that smoke. Oh, this is lit. Can you feel it? It's like, no, I'm not on the same dose of meth that you took, apparently every 10 minutes. Because even people on drugs eventually come crashing down. So I can have my moments where I get hyper, and that's okay. And that's what people say they kind of appreciate too, is I'm not always so freaking hyper. I can be just kind of like what the world would deem as normal, not over the top, trying too hard. Because I don't try. This is just naturally how I would be even with myself, if I'm talking to myself. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I stay different and I don't copy other people. Because a lot of people are like, oh, you should look at the greats. Look at your PewDiePies, look at your Jacksepticeye's. And I was like, they're great and all, because you can't argue their success. I want to be as successful as them, but not to be a jackass. I don't want to be at all like them. I don't ever, and I've said this multiple times in my stream, I don't ever want someone to go, hey, you know that pumpkin dude? Yeah. Man, doesn't he remind you of such and such a person? I would be, that to me would be the biggest insult ever. I don't ever remotely want to remind you like someone else. Because then it'll come across like I'm trying to mimic that other person. I'm not trying to mimic or play anything. You know what I mean? You'll know when I'm trying to play something. Because then this bad boy comes out. When I have this on, it should be a clear tail sign that I'm trying to be something I'm not. Except in this case, I really am Batman, but that's another story for another day. Yeah, I like to try to just, you know what I mean? Maybe someday. It's hard for me, Aquino, because I have such a hectic schedule of things that I do. A lot of people don't understand. They go, well, the guy's on disability. All he does is sit around on his ass all day with a thumb right up his asshole. I don't, unfortunately. I do a lot. I do a lot more than people realize. And, like, all my time is always taken up. You see what happened there? I jumped on that big platform, and it ended up... Apparently it's a ghost, and I fell. Well, that was terrible. And now I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm probably dead.
I am dead. Yeah, from Haika. And like I said, you know, a lot of people go, oh, your voice is almost like ASMR. And I go, well, how long or how much of me did you listen to? Because when I talk, there are times I get a little hyper, you know? But that's also my bipolar, too. And my ADHD, which I do seriously have. It does make sometimes, like, my mood swing a little bit, and sometimes I'll be, like, all calm, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, so, you know, today I went over here, I did this mission. Oh, and then, you know, it was really cool, and I just, like, start going off all over the place, talking 100 miles an hour, and it's like, what the fuck happened to this guy? Just a moment ago, he was all relaxed. You know, did I blink and he, you know, took some speed and I didn't notice? And I can end up becoming really hyper. But that's just... Oh yeah, I do have to come back down here. But that's just because of, you know... The brain chemistry's a little off. And like I said, I've got nothing against those people that are super hyper. I mean, you do... You think I'm going to tell a guy with 25 million subscribers how to run his channel? Of course not. But that's that whole thing too, where you can't please everyone. I've had people come in my streams, listen to this. This is funny for the few people that are in here. I've had people come in and say, dude, you look and sound straight up depressed, like you're doped up on antidepressants, and like you're half asleep. You've got like no energy. I'm like, did you listen to me for even 15 seconds? Or did you just listen to the part where I just was like calm for 2 seconds? And then I go, let me guess, is your favorite YouTuber Dr. Disrespect, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Angry Joe Show? And they're like, yeah, how did you know? Was really easy to tell. Because, yeah, compared to those guys, I sound like I'm half asleep. I sound like I'm in a coma, and I just woke up out of it. But that is by far the #1 compliment I always got. Thank you for not being an overly hyper, annoying shitbag. It's a nice compliment. For sure. Alright. Yeah, and you know, I don't want to make it, you know, and I don't want to turn this into this, because that's not what this is. I really do respect and appreciate all those people. I really do. Except for Keemstar. Fuck that piece of shit. That's different. That's a true hate. Everybody else, I respect them because you're doing what I'm doing. You're living that life. You're making millions of dollars, doing what you do best. You found your niche. You found your group of people that appreciate you for who you are. I just kindly say, you're not my cup of tea. As a matter of fact, I don't even like tea. So you can't even be my cup of tea. I don't like tea to begin with. And that's the thing, you can't be for everyone. There's always people out there that are going to find you boring, aggravating, no matter what it is you do. Dude, you're too hyper. You're too mellow. You're too loud. You're too quiet. You can't fucking... Where the hell am I going? I seriously don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But it's not looking good. Can I outlast the flames with all this healing? Probably not.
Maldraxxus will be ours.
Come on. Oh, just in the nick of time. Whew. That was, yeah, anyways. Wow. Oh, Wings of Redemption. Listen here, you son of a bitch. I've had it. That's it. We don't donate $5 to fuck this fucking stream. That was Wings of Redemption. That's what he does. That's the kind of turd burglar I'm talking about. Don't ask me what that means. That does this thing, and then I look at me and I go, how the fuck does this guy get all these people in his stream? But now I see why. They're not watching him because they like him. They watch him because he's a cringy douchebag. I actually got into a small argument with him, I think, on Twitter. If it was actually him. Real nasty piece of shit he is. A real ungrateful sack of shit. So him and Keemstar take this to the bank. Wings of Redemption and Keemstar could get abducted by aliens for all I give a fucking shit. Everybody else I appreciate and respect, but I can't stand them. It's like I play music. I play guitar. I write music. I can't fucking stand country music, but I don't hate country artists. Get it? I still respect them. They're still in that craft. They're still writing music. We still share something in common. I just can't stand your style. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just to clarify that. Jacksepticeye's a really nice guy. Just can't fucking stand him. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But I feel like I have to explain that too sometimes, because sometimes people will be like, oh my god, how can you not like him? I never said I hated him. But as a content creator, he's just, you know, he's too much for me. I have ADHD. I have severe, like, anxiety and shit like that. And I'm already naturally very hyper to begin with, even though I don't always sound hyper. He's too much for me. He increases my blood pressure. Right? So. Yeah, Wings lost a lot of viewers. Well, I frickin' hope so. I love Angry Joe reviews, but when he streams, I'm like, yeah, whoa, I'm getting my ass kicked here. I wasn't even paying attention. I almost died for you. Let me kick the crap out of this guy, and that'll be the end of the stream. Oh yeah, it's been an hour and a half. I'm just bathing. I'm basking in my glory. I'm back to my half a dozen viewers in the live stream. Because for the first half hour, I had 0 people in here. I was talking to myself. I do enough of that the rest of the day. This was definitely nice. It was a nice change. Yeah, so I am going to end it here. Gotta get ready for supper, pick up the snow. Guy selling Immortal Phoenix Rising Gold Edition for selling... So, where? You mean this copy? Wings lost our review. Good, I don't like people that... Cool. God damn it, I hate this guy. I want to throw it out the window. I hate people who call me a hickey. More, oh. eBay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I only do digital. By the time the disc gets here, I'll be able to have had the digital. But yeah. There's a chance I might be around later. If I am, it'll be in probably like a couple of hours-ish. If not, maybe around... The sneeze was coming. If I'm not back within an hour, hour and a half-ish, I should potentially maybe be back in exactly 4 hours. When I say maybe, honest to God truth, it's whether or not I'm just in the mood. Because usually by that point in the day, I usually have all the time I want to myself. It's all going to depend on, do I want to work on regular uploads? Do I want to go on a rant for YouTube and upload it about the PS5 and the shortcomings of it? Do I want to play some more guitar? It's already been a couple of days I haven't played. I treated myself to a very, very expensive guitar and a piece of guitar hardware, which is a guitar effects processor. So you can make all these different sounds. Like I can sound like Metallica or the Beatles if I want, from one push of a button to the next. It's got like a built-in iPad looking thing. Really crazy. I really want to get back into my music. So, like I said, not to be rude, my streams don't do shit, statistically speaking. So I have to make sure I keep properly balancing the very little free time I have with uploading stuff that I know is going to make me money, because that is important, because I need to survive. And the other thing that'll never make me money, but that I'm even almost more passionate than all of this, and that's my music. I'll never make a dime off it. Been playing guitar for a third of a century. I mean, I've made some money, but that was busking. I'm no Metallica or Phil Collins, you know what I mean? But I still enjoy it, so... And I've been severely ignoring that lately, because I had been live streaming too much, and I kind of burnt myself out. I was streaming almost like 60 hours a week. It was just crazy. Oh, I will, thanks. Right now I gotta go enjoy cleaning up dog shit in the snow in the backyard. But that's not as bad because it's frozen. It's not like it's hot and humid and all mushy and disgusting. But, yeah, like I said, when I come back, if I do, for the few people that are in here, just to kind of give you a heads up, I might play a little bit more WoW. This is my main game after all. Again, I sound like a broken record, but I want to make sure that everybody always understands. My main games, at least as of late, for live streaming are always going to be a mixture of World of Warcraft, Skater XL, and the most recent Call of Duty. I suck at Call of Duty. I'm half decent at this game, and then Skater XL, it's kind of hard to suck or be good at it. There's no competition. When I play all these other random games, your Watch Dogs, your Assassin's Creeds, your Spider-Mans, your Marvel Avengers, that should be for obvious reasons. Because when those games first come out for the first couple of weeks, they're super hot. There's a lot of hype behind them. A lot of people want to find out if they should buy the game. I want to help them by showcasing the game. It's definitely not because I'm good at the game. Whether I'm good or bad at the game is irrelevant. You get to still see, you know, what does the game look like? What do the zones look like, right? I don't need 50 headshots a minute in a PvP match to show you the game and how well it runs. Is it fun? Do you know what I mean? So those are the three main games that I do play. So currently when I come back, because this expansion just launched a few days ago, probably going to do a mixture of this and another game you've never even heard me talk about. Now I'm having a really difficult time with the game, so I don't know if I want to stream it, and that's Destiny 2. There's a new expansion that just came out. It completely revamped the game. I bought the deluxe edition. It cost a lot of money, but I figured I'm probably not going to get a PS5 for a long time. There's just no stock for one, and now I'm starting to run out of money to buy one anyways. So I treated myself to Destiny 2 instead of always playing the free version. So there's a chance I might play a little bit of that, but I was really struggling earlier in a mission. It took me almost 45 minutes to get through the mission, and then the boss was so unbelievably difficult I couldn't even kill the boss. I had to leave the mission. So I don't know if people are going to want to see that, but I want to play it. So again, those are some things, like if I really want to play that game later, but I know it's going to be cringy gameplay, I don't know if I should bother live streaming that. So again, that's what's going to depend on whether or not I even bother live streaming later. But anyhow, I'm going to go for now. Thanks for stopping by. And like I said, there could be a chance I'm back as in early as like about an hour to an hour and a half-ish. And we shall go from there. Oh, and again, sorry, I know I keep saying this all the time. This is important too, is if you ever need to talk about whatever, things going on in the stream, people bothering you, whatever. Or you just have a question about a game or something like that. Or you have money you want to give me. No, I'm just kidding. You can message me there. That is the best way to get a hold of me. Don't try any other way. You're not going to be guaranteed I'm going to see your shit. You want to catch my attention? You want my attention? Because, yeah, so many people want that. That's where you go to get it. Because I pretty practically live on there. Yeah. But yeah. Gotta go. Gotta go. I shall be back. Oh, I'll check that after supper. For sure. And try to get on Twitter as well. Yeah, no problem, Junior D. Okay, I'll go. I'll be back later.